welcome back to Season 4, Episode 3. We are all about some safety today, and I want to introduce my co-host today. He's a new face around Boyd Brothers, Mr. Curtis Jones. How are you?
Doing well. Well, thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you. You're so quiet. I don't really know that much about you, so this is going to be a fun episode. Jeff was supposed to be here. Jeff Nathan was supposed to be here with us to buffer, but he is not feeling good. So everybody, please keep him in your thoughts right now. Hopefully it's just a little summer cold, because Lord knows we've all been getting those here lately.
Yes.
But okay, Curtis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Local guy, born and raised here, Bessemer, Alabama.
Really?
Yes.
Would have never thought that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Graduated local high school, went to Bama.
Oh, well. It's okay. It's all right. Not everybody's perfect. It's fine. Go ahead.
So I've been in the industry now for going on 9 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Work with our sister company, an operations manager.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. So they're telling me about this guy that's coming to safety, and they're like, he's an ops guy. I'm like, yes. Yes. No, safety's great, and we do appreciate y'all. Y'all are our unsung heroes. So talk to me about your team, about your people upstairs, your people in Clayton. Tell me a little bit about them and what you guys have got going on with some of the initiatives you've got going. I know we just had the Blitz. I know you want to talk about that. So get to rolling, and I'll interrupt you all the time. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So we'll start with our orientation class. That's the first place that drivers will see when they come in. Mm-hmm. We revamped the orientation schedule.
I love that it's upstairs now.
Yes.
Love that.
Upstairs. So they're now, when they come in class, they're getting 20 hours of hands-on training.
Hey, so what about those guys up there on the hill that, fired me twice?
So the guys on the hill, they do a great job of training.
Yes,
I haven't been through the class yet. That's on the agenda to get to the class.
I got fired. Don't do it.
I need to do it. I have to get my boots, and I have to get on that hill. But we have Doug, we have Mr. Powell, and then we have Ben. Ben is our leader up there, our go-to person that helps us night and day to make sure drivers are doing the right thing in the low
He is awesome. He is definitely the one that told me, and he did it nicely.
Right.
I was trying to help resecure a load that had shifted outside one day, and he came up to me and told me that I should go do that computer stuff that I do so well and leave the securements to them. And I was like, that is the nicest way I've been fired ever in my life. Thank you.
Well, he puts me on the clock. When he comes up to the office, he come by and he does that.
Oh, yeah.
He lets me know, hey, Curtis, your time's not long. I need to get on that hill. And then once they go through there, they'll see Sherry Anders, and then Jeff Nathan, our safety team here in Birmingham. They'll come up for our RAN training and our camera systems for updating for coaching. Team's doing a really, really good job of I guess, honing in their skills of what I'm used to, what I'm trying to get implemented here at Boyd. So they really, really great job. And then the ladies at Clayton, Chris, Angie, and Lee do a great job of all of our reporting, bringing everything to the limelight.
Well, you've got some superstars in that whole lineup, but Jeff and Sherry both have operations backgrounds as well.
Yes.
So that plays into it. Sherry was on both sides. She actually did sales and operations. I know people probably don't realize that, but she did. And so I love the fact that they both have that. The ladies in Clayton, of course, I worked hand in hand with them for a long, long time before they moved me to Birmingham. Miss them all the time. I'm sure they don't miss me because, as Skyelar likes to point out, I'm loud, but whatever. But anyway, I do. And Sherry's down there this week training with Lee.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So doing a little cross training, that's great. So, all right, let's talk about last week. We all know what it was.
It was the Blitz.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
So the Blitz was good for us this week. We found some interesting things that I haven't seen before.
All right, so you were talking about whenever they go through, they have their 20 hours in orientation, and then they come over and talk to Sherry and Jeff. So some of the things that they talked to Sherry and Jeff about, I know is ran, the cameras. What are some of the other points that we hone in on so that these new guys that are getting out there know what to do?
Well, it's almost like we're teaching them how, like they're coming to us brand new.
Yeah.
Even though they have experience with other companies, we want to teach them like they're brand new. Where
Right.
We're teaching them how they can make money.
The Boyd way.
Yeah. What's the best way to make money? Like I said, the Boyd way. Main thing is keep your doors closed. Stay out of the truck stops. Keep your doors closed, and that's how you earn the best money. But also, that way we give them our contact information. They can call us with anything. Right. Don't just call us for safety. If you have questions, anything pertaining to ops, call us, and we can help you out with that as well.
Well, and I do appreciate that. I had a gentleman, I think you're working with him right now as well, that was having a a small issue health wise, and he needed some help. And so I know he was talking to me, I know he was talking to you. And that's one of the things that I do enjoy about the direction that we're all going in. It's not just one person's job, we're all together. And so it's a huge support system. So I do appreciate that a lot. So, what are some of the questions relating to safety that maybe drivers don't think to ask? Is there anything, that kind of sticks out in your mind that you're like, I wish more people would ask me about this?
How to drive, because
And that makes sense. Yeah, no, I get it.
So how to drive, and every company has their own standards on how they drive. But here at the Boyd Way, we want to teach you the following distance. We want to teach you how to stop at stoplights, how to not go over the line, and how to merge in the traffic, because we don't own the roads.
We should.
We should, but we get a lot of people that come in that own the road, and it takes them a few weeks to get acclimated to our system, and
That's true.
It takes a while.
Well, and I always do say this a lot, and my husband can attest to it. I feel like I should have my own lane. Now, Jay Finn swears I'm the only human that needs a hunting license to drive, which is fair most of the time. But that's not, you can't do that. And I did find that out. I did go to court. No, I didn't really actually go to the courthouse. But I do get that. And a lot of people do feel that way. They feel like the road is just theirs and everybody else should just pay attention to them. And that's not true. So that's awesome. What about DVIRs? Like what are things that drivers might not necessarily mean to skip over, but it's an accident that they miss?
That's a loaded question.
That's okay. Yeah.
Certify your logs daily. It will help you down the road, because each time that you don't certify, that officer can go back and ding you each time.
That's crazy, but that's true. That's true. One of the things that we used to do here, and this was a long, long time ago. I started when I was 5. Remember that, guys. We did a log challenge. Mm-hmm. So we would pass out actual paper logs, and everybody in the office had to log their week, and then they turned them in, and safety scored us. I never won that either. We have our tarp challenge. Now the tarp challenge is back on for this August. Dan Heister is going to be our judge, and he is also the model of what a tarp load should be. So everybody upstairs is going to get to partner up with someone, which is not technically fair, but we are not in the best of shape, guys. Come on, let's all be serious. So we're going to have another tarp challenge. Now, of course, it will not be until August, so we'll have a lot of time to talk about that and give people a good little, get them all riled up about it, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, so as we're going into these summer months, traffic, weather, what can you talk to our guys about that?
Well, perfect time to talk about weather. We've had a huge amount of storms here in the last 48 hours across the Midwest. We have some coming in the south tonight. So we're telling drivers, you're the captain of the ship.
Sure.
If you need to pull over, make sure you pull over at a safe location, not on the shoulder, not off an entrance ramp or off ramp. Find the local rest area or truck stop.
So talk to me about the on and off ramps, because it hurts my heart when I see guys pulled over there, but then I also know the truck stops are full. So where do they go? Like what can they do when that happens? Because I know Walmart's they're cracking down on stuff, some Lowe's, some Home Depots and stuff like that. Where should they get? And what are the dangers when they park on the side like that?
So I'll hit the dangers first. The dangers is you get hit on the shoulder, it's automatically your fault. That's how we look at it in our book. So, and a lot of times when, not just our drivers, but in the industry, when drivers pull on the shoulder, they don't have their flashers and they don't have their triangles. We've all passed by that truck in the middle of the night. Yeah. With no lights, and you can't see them until it's too late.
Yeah.
And that could be a major issue. So I come from retail as well. So it's all about how you approach a Walmart manager, Target manager. When you walk in, speak to the manager. Hey, I'm going to be here for a couple hours. Is that okay? Get their manager's name and then talk to them. And 50-50 chance if you get to park there. But also, it comes to proper trip planning. Wow. If you plan your trip out, you know exactly where you're going to stop. And if you got to pay to park, you got to pay to park sometimes. That way you're not parked on the shoulder and putting yourself in danger.
I gotcha. Because I do. I drive between here and the 304 every day, and there are multiple truck stops, but I still every single day in the evenings and in the mornings I see guys parked on the shoulder, and it's so sad, and I know how scary and dangerous it can be. But the weather, that is also a big thing. We do haul a lot of rolled roofing. I was talking to some guys about it yesterday about the straps and how when the heat under the tarps, it starts making it, almost contract a little bit. Yes. And so stopping and checking your loads. That's something I know we're preaching to the guys and stuff.
Yes. So every 50 to 100 miles after you first pick up that load initially, whether it's preloaded or live loaded, we're going to ask you to pull over at the first 50 miles and the second 50 miles. Pull over, recheck your straps, your tarps, make sure it's secured.
I make fun of Daniel a lot for this saying, but you know what? It's catchy, and it makes me remember it too. When in doubt, tarp it out.
Yes.
Always look at your load information. I mean, it's clearly marked in there. If the bill of lading gives you contradicting information, someone there at the loader, at your pickup facility says, "Hey, you don't have to tarp this. Get a name, make them sign something." What other advice, what other tidbits before we close out today can you give our guys?
So I'm going to get there. I've seen your previous podcast, and I know Skyelar has great technical skills. So he's going to put an email up here for Boyd Security on how to highlight those loads. So the drivers, they'll send that load information to us. They'll send photos, and we can critique them and say, hey, you're missing a strap here, or slide that angle down a little bit further.
Gotcha.
So it's a way the drivers can contact us after hours.
I like that. I like that. And of course, driver support's always here after hours. And then everybody has the emails for your fleet manager, and then myself, Daniel, Jay, all of us. So everybody's available all the time. Okay, let me get through all of our social media. Skyelar has us on every one of them: Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. I think that might actually be all of them. Is it? I don't know. Did the kids add a new one this week?
YouTube.
That's an old one. How did I miss that?
That's my favorite channel.
Of course it is. All right, guys. Well, when you get tired of just driving and you want to come home, bring it on to Boyd.